I'm Crystal, and you are at Foxpath Farm here in Mount Pulaski, Illinois. We're like a vegetable, herb, and flower farm. Fruit and nut, we're trying to get into. We just got our nursery license, so we're hoping to move into like perennial plant stuff like that. But yeah, primarily people love our salad mix. So yeah, we grow a lot of lettuce, veg, a lot of herbs. We've expanded in the last year on the a variety of like medicinal and culinary herbs that we're growing, and hope to use most of those in our value-added products. Today specifically, we're going to talk about the lavender simple syrup that we're going to have, and it'll be featured this summer at the market. See the lavender here that's just growing, that this will be eventually what we use. We'll transplant it out into our herb garden, and then yeah, we'll harvest it and use it in our final product. I'm a fan of simple syrups myself. I just started kind of making them. I would share them with Kyle, and then especially with the farm, just taking stuff like that and using them, and then we just kind of decided, like, he had been doing some value added. He had done some just like crushed red pepper, stuff like that, cornmeal, and so we just figured that we could kind of just expand that value added line. And yeah, it's been the few simple syrups that we've made, they've been successful. We have a lot of people coming back looking for them. We try to keep them, change them for the season, stuff like that. And so we're in Springfield, so Springfield definitely seems to have kind of a growing foodie market, and so yeah, it definitely seems that people are responding well to what we're bringing as far as that goes. Like, especially the simple syrup seem to be a fan favorite, so we're just gonna kind of try to keep expanding flavors of those. Our target audience would be market goers, people who want to buy local food, people who are interested in single origin, basically from the farm directly to them. So yeah, those folks, and we definitely seem to have a few people at the market that tend to respond well to just that type of stuff, local stuff that's just single origin. We've used that term a lot. That's personally for me, like when I look for spices and stuff, I prefer single origin. So I feel like it's just like an extension of what I'm looking for, or what I would want to look for, or what I can't find. And so I'm just hopeful that other people will want it. And it seems to be, we seem to be getting a good response. So we do have repeat customers for the simple syrups. We had like a juniper one over winter, juniper, rosemary, and orange, and people were really into that. Last year was our first year that we grew ginger, so we did like a ginger simple syrup, and we have people asking for that, and we're just like, we're out of ginger, we'll have it back next summer. But yeah, we definitely have a few folks, they bring back their bottles, like, if we can help to bring them back so you can refill them, or we have a lot of people who are definitely seeking them out. Or there's a couple of influencers in Springfield, and they definitely inspire the market crowd. And so we've had people that are coming like, oh, so-and-so posted this on their Instagram, and so I'm here to try it. So that's also nice as well, to have that support from those influencers. The ingredients we use to make the simple syrup are, the lavender simple syrup specifically would be the lavender that we grow, flowers and leaves, I use both, and then filtered water, and then sugar. And we make sure that we buy, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but a lot of sugar has bone chard in it. So we try to make sure that ours is vegan, just for anybody, you know what I mean? I'd hate to have somebody eating bone chard if they are trying to avoid, meat products in their life. So yeah, we try to make sure that it's non-GMO and chard-free, so that we can offer a vegan syrup. The equipment needed to make simple syrup is really just the kitchen. We have a cottage food license, so we just use home kitchen, and it's really just the stove, a pot, the herb, the sugar, and the water, and just we sanitize, we clean the surfaces, and everything's kind of sanitized prior to that. And then my family has to stay out of the kitchen while I'm making syrups and all that stuff, or whatever I'm making for the farm. But yeah, basically it's really simple. It's just the stove, the pot, fire, water, sugar, herb. My experience with the cottage food license is there's really not much of an inspection. We have a couple of products that we make that require pH testing. So that was really the most rigorous kind of a thing. We had to, finding the lab, which it is in Decatur for anybody out there looking for a lab for pH testing, Key Labs in Decatur. So that we basically had to find the lab and then take sources there. And that was really the most tedious, but it doesn't really pertain to the syrup specifically, but just other products. But yeah, that was really the most. And then making sure that all your labels are turned in as well, because they want to see exactly what you're putting out there. And then obviously if there's an issue, we haven't heard back, so no news is good news. But yeah, basically just your ingredients, the paperwork is a little bit tedious. You're checking them, like I said, if there's anything that requires pH testing. And that's about it. I do traditionally simple syrups are just equal water and sugar, and then I've just been using I kind of fill the pot halfway with the herb, and that's kind of my go-to, and it always seems to be the taste definitely comes through. How much do I make at a time? I generally make it's usually 6 cups at a time. It ends up being 6 cups of water and 6 cups of sugar, and then that condenses down into about 6 cups of syrup once it's all cooked down. And so it's generally about 6 cups. I generally make it before the market. So 6 cups, if we do 4-ounce bottles and 8-ounce bottles. So it just kind of pertains to what we're trying to do at that time. But it can give me, it'll give me 12 4-ounce or 6 8-ounce bottles, and that generally works for the market. Right now we're doing them once a month, so as we move into the summer I will probably make I probably need to get a bigger pot to make more at one time, but I will definitely be doing it like in succession, because they do move quickly once the summer market is up and running. We use just like kind of brown apothecary looking bottles. I have a couple of strainers and funnels that I use to bottle at home. And then, yeah, we just seal them. We don't, right now, we're not heat sealing them or anything. We just keep the lid on, and then we keep them cool in the trailer while we're at market. So we have like bottles that are empty that are out there, and then we'll just grab as customers need. Right now, we don't have a lot code on there per se, but we do list an expiration date. I keep them at home a little bit longer, but just for reference, we usually ask people to, consume them within like a month, 30 days or so, and to keep it refrigerated as well. The cottage food you do have to have, which is the cottage food license is what we have, and you do have to list an expiration date on your consumable products. How do we brand our product, and how does it help reach our customers? I have a background in graphic design, so I feel like that helps. I try to, put out there what I would like to see or what I would buy, and I'm a kind of a graphic design snob, if you will. So I do try to make things look uniform, very uniform. People like our logo. It's featured prominently on all of our products, and then just kind of repeat the same information, our name, our website, the expiration date, the ingredients, the name of the product. But just, I try to keep it all uniform so that, when you come, it just looks like nice. Everything, all the bottles are similar in color. Everything's, it just looks like it's on a shelf in a store. That's kind of what I'm going for. I think Kyle and I both, we try to keep things, fairly reasonable. We don't want to, turn anybody off, or anybody who would want to try something. We don't want it to be like priced out, or anything like that. So we do try to keep it somewhat reasonable. Right now, our 4-ounce bottles are $10 and the 8-ounce are $14. And that's primarily because the process is pretty simple, you know what I mean? And really, cost-wise, it's not, the sugar is probably the most expensive, with us buying non-GMO and bone shard-free sugar, but we do make a profit on it, but we definitely try to keep things, both of our families work and consume, and so we just try to think of ourselves and you know what I mean, and we're really trying not to, we're just really trying to make it, inclusive for people who, want to try something but don't want to, invest a fortune, or spend $20 for a bottle or something like that. We do have some things that are a little more, depending on what the ingredients are in them. But we just try to really make a profit. Obviously, that's what we're doing this for, but also try to keep it within, people are coming to the farmer's market for $4 carrots and things like that. We're not trying to have like $30, bottles of syrup and stuff like that. We're trying to kind of keep it within the cost that's reflected of all of our products that we have at our booth. Just recently, I started looking, or kind of trying to document time that I'm putting into it, because that gets, you know what I mean, don't really account for that. And then it's like, oh, I've spent, you know, every night after work working on something else for work. But with, you know, businesses, that's how they go, though. You put kind of your all into it. But yes, we definitely are, we are making a profit. It is cost effective, and especially with, you know, I feel like the most expensive thing would probably be the herb or the whatever. And so with us growing that, you know, it's we're transplanting those things anyway, we're seeding at those times anyway. So I feel like it really kind of is beneficial to use the primary plants or whatever is going into the syrups are stuff that we grow. And so I definitely feel like that plays a key role in keeping cost down for the final product.